Welcome friends to the 2026 Dodge Durango. We have some new updates to talk about, but stay tuned until the end of this video where I will be sharing with you how you can save on new vehicles. Alright, let's get started here. The big update is Dodge has now removed the entry-level V6 engine option, and now we only have V8 engine options to choose from for the entire Durango lineup. You might find this to be a surprising take, but I'm actually not a big fan of this. I didn't really mind that V6 engine. I thought it served the entry-level point pretty well in the Durango lineup. I thought that was a nice cheap entry point for a family to consider if they wanted a quote-unquote cool SUV. The V6 certainly motivated these SUVs just fine for everyday driving, but oh well, at the same time, who's going to be complaining about a V8, right? So now the Durango GT is going to feature the 5.7 liter Hemi V8. It's got 360 horsepower and 390 pounds-feet of torque. Starting MSRP for this new GT model with the 5.7 liter Hemi V8, it's going to be $42,495. Comes with all-wheel drive as standard, and Dodge does claim that this is the most affordable all-wheel drive V8 vehicle in the industry, period. Full stop. And it's true, that is remarkable value. I'll talk more about the 2025 prices in a bit, but just for your reference, the current 2025 GT with the V6, it's going to start at $38,495, so only a $4,000 increase to get this V8, but more on that in a moment. Now the mid-level RT, it's going to come with the 392 Hemi V8 or the 6.4 liter V8 with 475 horsepower and 470 pounds-feet of torque. Dodge claims that this is the most horsepower available in the industry for under $50,000. And we still have here the Hellcat Durango as well with 710 horsepower, and it's got a MSRP of just under $80,000. Dealer orders for all of these 2026 Durango models have opened in August 13th of 2025, and these vehicles will be arriving in dealerships in Q4. And just to clear up some confusion, some V6 powered Durango GT models will be making its way through for the 2026 model year as well. So if you search on Car Gurus or something, you will see 2026 Durango GT models with the V6 engine in it. And that was designed primarily for the fleet customers. So those were the orders that were put in before August 13th. Now, the GT models ordered after August 13th of 2025, it's going to come with the V8 engine, of course. But yeah, just wanted to clear that up. There's already like 1,300 V6 powered GT Durangos for sale throughout the entire country. Apparently the MSRP on those is like $40,000 to $42,000 on the low end, according to Car Gurus. But in 2026, should you be considering these SUVs? I mean, I think so. Clearly, it's great value for those who love the V8. This is some good horsepower and torque numbers, and the towing capacity is rather excellent. You have to get like the special tow and go package, but these vehicles do have a towing capacity of up to 8,700 pounds. Really, to beat that, regarding SUVs at least, you have to step up to something like a Ford Expedition, which is another class of vehicle entirely, or even go with something like a Lexus GX, which is a luxury SUV and not in competition with things like the Durango. So for the price, for the capability, for the big saggy V8s, this is still worth considering. And the Hellcat, I mean, that's just epic. The fact that it still exists in 2026. Emissions have kind of calmed down for new vehicles, and that's why Dodge has brought back the V8s for the entire lineup of the Durango. And that's also the reason why they didn't shift to the Hurricane engines. So that's cool. But yeah, 710 horsepower, 645 pounds-feet of torque with the SRT Hellcat. It's doing 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, quarter mile time of 11.5 seconds, and a top speed of 180 miles per hour, all for $79,995. That is insane. And something else I should note, you do have to add $1,995 for the destination charge to all of the prices listed, because I will have the full press release from Stellantis themselves, so you can know everything there is to know regarding these vehicles. But yeah, for around $80,000, you cannot beat that type of performance and decent driving dynamics. You're going to be spending between $130 to $150 for things like X5Ms, GLE 63s, and even more money for like a GLS 63. And you should know that these 2026 prices are actually technically cheaper than the current 2025 Durango lineup. If you go on Dodge's website as of right now, August of 2025, you can see the 2025 prices listed, and the RT model starts at $49,995. I already mentioned that this 2026 GT is going to start at $42,495 before destination, so about $7,000 less than the 2025. The SRT Hellcat, that's about $5,000 cheaper for 2026, and it's pretty much the identical price to a 2021 Durango Hellcat, actually slightly cheaper than the 2021 Hellcat. So yeah, these vehicles are serving as tremendous value. Keep in mind though, these Durangos, they are pretty ancient at this point. They've been making this for like 100 years now. I believe these vehicles got their kind of refresh or redesign back in 2018. And what that means is these Durangos, they're not as safe as the newest vehicles that are out today regarding crash test safety. Like it's not an IIHS top safety pick by any means. I'm sure it's fine, but I'm just saying it's not the absolute safest vehicle in a crash test, at least not anymore compared to the new vehicles that are out today. Just wanted to bring that up. But because these things have been out for a long time, I've noticed that on the NHTSA website, the new kind of 2023, 2024 model year Durangos, they don't have a whole bunch of complaints, issues, or a whole bunch of manufacturer communications, or even a lot of open recalls, nothing like that. So that's good to see. But anyway, you can do more due diligence regarding that. You can check out the NHTSA website on your own. One more update that I want to mention is regarding the SRT Hellcat jailbreak. That's essentially your customizable Hellcat. I'm sure I've already showed you information regarding that on the screen, but Dodge claims that you have more than 6 million potential customization combinations available to you with the jailbreak program. You got 6 different wheel options, 6 different factory exterior colors, 6 exterior badge color choices, 5 seat colors with 3 seating configurations. You got 5 dual stripe options, 4 brake caliper colors, and seatbelt colors as well. Obviously, you have to pay extra money to access a jailbreak built Hellcat, but that is available to you. If you're interested in buying these vehicles, obviously the 2025 Durangos are going to be sold at deep discounts from a lot of these Dodge dealerships because they obviously want to move them. And there's over 6,000 Durangos available for sale throughout the country. Not as much as the Ford Broncos that are for sale throughout the country, but still quite a bit of vehicles to choose from. If you want the V6, go ahead. It's a fine vehicle, but if you're looking at a website like CarGurus, don't get too excited when you see overly discounted vehicles. Click on the listing and actually go to the dealership's website so you can see the breakdown on how they have the discount set up. Because what they're doing on CarGurus to achieve the really low discount prices is they're stacking on top the dealer discount along with the manufacturer incentives. Those are 2 totally different things. And typically what they like to do is they like to tack on the military incentive, the vehicle trade-in bonus incentive, and all of these things that you probably don't qualify for to make the numbers look really good. For instance, I found a Durango RT all-wheel drive at a dealership in Lake Elsinore, California. It had an MSRP of $53,685, and on CarGurus, they have the vehicle marked down to $42,591, so over 11 grand off. But like I said, don't get too excited by that. Actually go to the dealership's website, and sure enough, you can see that they have the military bonus cash, the retail trade-in assistance. Yeah, those are things that you probably don't qualify for, but they did include the national retail bonus cash of $2,250. I believe everybody does qualify for that. And you can see that their dealer discount is a little over $5,800. So they're giving you over 10% off the MSRP. Once again, the reason why a lot of these Dodge dealerships are able to give you over 10% off the MSRP is because they've been increasing the MSRP over the last 5 years dramatically ever since the pandemic. So getting 10% off, it basically just brings you back to pandemic prices. It is what it is. Regardless, I have a free leasing calculator that I can share with you, brought to you by AutoCompanion. This is a very powerful tool because it shows you the interest rate of a lease, the residual values, and the incentives that you can get in your local zip code. Now, all of these things, they do change and update every month, but AutoCompanion's calculator also updates every month, and so will the manufacturer's website and dealer websites as well. So I ran numbers on that Durango RT that I showed you at that dealership in California. I'm not affiliated with that dealership, but I'm just using them as an example. I'm using their selling price of $47,841, so that's over 10% off the MSRP. But here's the confusing part. There's like a trillion different lease programs that are available to us. I mean, I don't even know why they make it so confusing, but yeah, a lot of these lease programs, incentives, interest rates, it really depends on where you live and your zip codes. So definitely input your zip code. I'm using Pennsylvania as the example state, and one of the SFS incentivized lease rates, it says that on a 36-month lease deal, it's at 4.75% interest. I just went with that, and with no money down, assuming you have perfect credit, this Durango is going to lease out for about $620 per month. Apparently in Pennsylvania, there's like a $4,500 national bonus cash. I find that to be interesting. I didn't select that. I just chose the Conquest lease bonus cash of $2,000, and that's how it came up with the $620 a month lease deal. Now, as you can see, wheeling and dealing on a Dodge is really difficult. There's a lot to go through here and a lot of incentives, so you really have to click through and see which incentives that you truly qualify for. So this deal can be a lot better, but I don't know. Regardless of that, AutoCompanion is not just responsible for this calculator. He's also one of the largest car brokers in the United States. He actually does carry Dodge vehicles, but on his website, he's not advertising them at the moment, so I'm not sure what's up with that. Regardless, I will have AutoCompanion's information in the description box below if you want to go through his website, see his deals. He's primarily located in the Washington, D.C. area and also in California. He does offer nationwide shipping, although shipping is something you have to pay extra for. He also charges a broker fee to access these deals. He did say that if you go on his website and you fill out an inquiry form, he did say that he'll take some money off of his fee, and I really appreciate him doing that for my audience because he truly does offer some of the best prices in the United States. So his service has definitely been a blessing to my audience. Again, I'll have his information and the free leasing calculator linked below. If you found value with this content, make sure to like and subscribe. If you are currently a Durango owner, let us know how it's been holding up for you. Do you like the vehicle? Have you had any issues? How has it been servicing the vehicle at a Dodge dealership or getting warranty work done? What are they like to deal with? But thank you so much for watching. Take care and goodbye.